location because where I was going to fly one this morning, somebody's already there. And I should have been out a lot earlier. But Tom keeps surprising me with the whole, he keeps hiding from Molly, hiding from Molly. He's trying to hide from Molly. He wants to hide from Molly. He's trying to get away from Molly. But he spends an awful lot of time with Molly for somebody who doesn't want to have anything to do with Molly. So, the day before yesterday, he didn't want nothing to do with Molly. The day before yesterday, he didn't want nothing to do with Molly. And, well, yesterday and today also, he didn't want nothing to do with Molly. But on all of those days, I see them. I see them hanging out. I went into Starbucks this morning after his stuff last night and him telling me about her throwing shit at him, actually hitting him with the thing she was throwing at him. So I went into Starbucks. There wasn't 2 inches between them. It's called canoodling. Well, except that they weren't rubbing noses and cheeks and foreheads and stuff. They weren't exactly wrapped around each other in a loving embrace. He's sitting there real closed up, shoulders in, hands together. Now there's a fella who's flying to find where I was gonna. Last night I was up way too late. Usually takes me about a week to reset my schedule. It's a whole week to try to get myself back to sleeping during the day, or sleeping at night and being up during the day. It only takes one nightmare to screw that up. Last night we had somebody that was streaming pretty late here. Not me. I got to meet a lady named Claire who's, God, she knows her shit. Now the gentleman who's got the spot I was going to go to this morning, he's the one that told me about this spot. So I'm following instructions. I better get my feet out of the road though. He said I'd make just as much here as he makes there. The thing is, by the time people get here, they've already passed him. If they're going to give something up, they'll probably give it to him. I was thinking about going to the other entrance to the Fred Meyer, or the other exit to Fred Meyer. He said, I won't make squat there. This is where I want to be. Problem is the bottleneck over there. Everybody who leaves Fred Meyer drives right by you. Where I'm at now, there's 3 lanes of traffic. So basically I'm limited to the one here in the turning lane. So logistically, this is not the best spot. but he says it's a good spot, so I figure I'll try it. I had enough for coffee this morning. So it's a good day. And I still have $1 so I can get them due later if I want. Logistically though, it's difficult to get things done when the person you're trying to help out of a screwed up situation keeps going back to the person that's abusing them. That's just nuts. So he tells me every day he's done with her. And then every morning I see him over there hanging out with her, and usually about half hour, 45 minutes after that, I'll see one or the other go by themselves. She was talking nice yesterday to me when she was trying to find him, which was odd. Turned out she was acting nice because she wanted to seem friendly because she was trying to find him after abusing him again. Men can be victims. Yes, at 80 years old, you are considered elderly. And elderly abuse is a real thing. And yes, one elder can abuse another elder. It's Sunday. That guy tries to be here every Sunday. He tries to be here every Sunday because on Sundays he might make up to $200. Now I won't make anywhere near that because he's a local. He's pretty well known here. People see him a lot, and they've seen him here for years consistently. So they'll give him more than me either way. Start me alone. Get everything all put together, that way it's not looking like I'm just making a big ass mess over here. There's a lady who just acknowledged my existence and gave me a real genuine smile. I like those. A genuine smile is worth more because it acknowledges your existence as a human being. Whereas when people want to look at you and laugh at you, it don't feel too good. I posted up something on my Facebook today about gender bias. Because gender bias is very real. The courts even take part in the gender bias, and it's against the law for them to do so. Yet they do it anyway. The numbers that we have show extreme gender bias towards men. When women are 11 times more likely to be stalkers than men, but men are 6 times more likely to be arrested for stalking, and that's regionally. Because in some parts of the country, we're talking about over a 20-to-1 ratio. A 20-to-1 ratio of men being arrested over women, yet women are 11 times more likely to be stalkers. I think we need to take a look at that number. I think we need to take a look at it seriously. Now then there's situations of power and control. Yes, I want power and control, but not over all of you. I want you to get educated, but I can't force it. You want your bias. You want to have someone that if you have a bad day, you can still take it out on somebody and get away with it. Most likely people to be chosen as victims for nearly everything except sexual assault. So keep that in mind. Also, just because a male is less likely to be sexually assaulted as an adult, does not mean that it doesn't happen. And I suppose I should probably stand up while I fly the sign. Anyway, when it comes to Molly and Tom, I can deal with Tom. I can't deal with Molly. If he's going to keep stepping back into that situation and then stepping out, stepping in and then complaining about it, well, he's got the right to complain. He's also got the right to keep going back. I don't think I'm going to make anything out here. Well, 14 minutes without a hit, that's what they call it. It's not a hit like drugs, but they hit you with $5 in your hand, or hit you with a change in your hand. Right now, that guy over there, he's had several people stop and talk to him, which usually means they're asking questions. They're probably going to give him something, maybe food. Food is good. Some days, though, you don't need food. You've already had everybody and their mama give you food. And when people see you with a bunch of food next to you, they're not going to give you any money. Problem is, there are a lot of needs that we have that cost money. Oh. Thank you, ma'am. What? Yes, ma'am. shit, that truck is huge. Anyway, I guess we're doing all right. We at least made something. Got our first hit of the day. Well, people may not be giving me $1 million, but anything's better than nothing. And I do like the smiles. I like it when people acknowledge that I exist. They don't have to give me money for me to be glad. Although the money is actually what I'm out here for. That's specifically the reason I'm sitting here. When somebody treats me good, I like it. When somebody acknowledges me as a human being, even if they don't have any money to give me, I am glad for it. Matter of fact, it puts me in a good mood. Don't tell anybody. I know that in the morning when I see Tom and he's with Molly, I know that that's going to turn into, well, he doesn't get to talk much or get a word in edgewise. So I know that when he's done dealing with that situation, he's going to come bitch at me about Molly. But he keeps going back. That's the thing about my predators. Yes, I had to go back to my predators, but I had to go back to my predators for help. Many of them didn't start off as my predators. They started off as people who promised that they would help, promised they would look at evidence, promised they would speak up. Now we're going to do something that's very rude. You're not supposed to count the money on the corner, especially in front of other homeless people. Now, how much money does that lady give us? $2. Should I be happy about $2? You fucking ain't right, I am. It's only $2. Well, you know what? It's $2 less than I had before. Between that and the $2 that I had left after getting my coffee, my paw, I got $4. And that $4 is definitely something. And that lady Claire that I spoke with last night, part of the issue is there ain't a lot of room for somebody to sleep. For Tom trying to sleep in my car, there ain't a lot of room in there. When I hop in there, like I said about him not getting a word in edgewise, he wants to be heard too. So sometimes if I hop in there at 2 or 3 in the morning, he just gets all sorts of talkative. He's tired and he passes out in the middle of having a conversation because he's exhausted. Now, as far as him going back into that situation, it's not just heartache for him, it's heartache for me. It's also a lot of time I'm using up that, well, I've been in situations where I tried to help people out of this. Similar situations anyway. And if they keep on going back, you can't help them. If they're going to tell you about being abused and they don't want to have nothing to do with that person anymore or be around that person anymore, and every single day you see them in the morning with that person, every single afternoon you're listening to that person complaining. Yeah, I listened to Tom complain about Molly a lot. And I don't record every single moment that I'm with Tom. Mostly because I had to wait for that vehicle to go by. The lady gave me $1, and yes, I am glad to have it. There are times when you're trying to help somebody. You got your own things going on, but they can't release their old life. With me, there's a lot of things that people push on me that I should have done instead of. But then when you look at those things, you look at the evidence, you realize those are the things I did first. I had to do them alone, and it didn't work. Gentleman who's flying on the other farm just left his corner, but he did leave his stuff over there, so he's hot seating it. I don't want to mess that up. Like I said, for him, he's a local. He's been here a while. He's going to make more money than me. People are familiar with him. Some of these people might have gone to high school with him. Anyway, as far as Tom goes, he's allowed to spend his free time doing what he wants. This morning I let him know I was going to be flying a sign. Now he tells me every day he doesn't want anything more to do with Molly. Every morning it's the same thing again. But the thing is, he's the one that keeps going back. He told me last night, he kept on saying, she seems to think I'm coming back and I'm not. Last night I was gonna panhandle this morning, try to make something, and he was gonna try to take care of some of his stuff a little bit this morning, and then this afternoon we were gonna hopefully go out to a campsite and set one up, because it's just a ginormous pain in the ass for all of us. It's hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait. Now, if I got to hurry up and wait on him, and he's got to hurry up and wait on me, then we're both working together with one another, and we're both sacrificing time. We're both sacrificing resources. But you also got to look at the worthiness of such an endeavor. If you got two people who can work together and do work together and have a common goal, you will do quite well. But you get one person into the mix that's not on the same page, or they're just on their page, don't care about anybody else but themselves, that's not an easy thing for everybody else to have to deal with. Your expectations. Nearly everywhere I went, there was somebody who was a stick in the mud. When I was at Tabitha Cook's house, everybody there was all right, with the exception of Joshua Eichelberger. Now, all the money that I paid there for help that I was supposed to get, that I was promised, didn't end up happening because of Joshua Eichelberger and how he acts when he's drunk, which is all the time. Now, this lady here, Tom has God, he's put himself through quite a lot over it, but now I'm going through quite a lot over it. He knows that if he's gonna help her, he's got to do it without my assistance. That doesn't mean I won't still assist him. I'm just not going to deal with that stuff. Now, with her continually accusing him of stealing shit now, why is he going back? Why is he wasting the time? Why is he saying one thing and doing another? Anyway, I'm frustrated because he keeps going back. I'm disappointed because he keeps going back. Same time, he's a grown-ass adult, and so am I. Now, I could give up on him and just drive off. I really could. What I'd be giving up, however, is quite a bit. What I put in his storage last night so that I could make room for him. Well, I'd have to be letting all that go, and all the clothes, they're not important, they're just clothes. But I also got my violin there. I knew that rain was coming, and I knew that with his stuff, I was going to have to put things on top, and it was going to suck because everything I had that I could put on top could be ruined. Right now, I'm flying the sign. Tom hanging out with whoever the hell he wants. It doesn't affect me. I'm busy flying a sign. It's not like he's bringing her over here to be obnoxious to me. But also, just like when a man meets a woman, well, if you're being physically abused, it's your decision to go back. It's your choice to go back. Sometimes it's a hard choice. Sometimes you don't want to go back to that person, but you don't want to be homeless either. Mandy Singer speaks on that. Now, you guys don't pay much attention when it's a role reversal from what you believe it should be. You believe that the male should be the predator and the female should be the victim, and that's set in stone. But we're all individuals. Then you want to push averages on us. On average, men are a little bit bigger. A little bit. We've come to realize that's not true either. We have a lot of women with eating disorders, but even that isn't enough to balance out chronic obesity among women. Chronic obesity. When it comes to being obese, that's not an average. None of us are averages. When we base our decisions on averages, we're talking about a 2 to 3% of the population that actually fit into those averages. Folks next to me, they're not giving me cash. That's fine. They acknowledge my existence, and the lady smiled at me. I do like that. So even though I didn't get money, it's not all about the money. I mean, yeah, I need it. But I'm not one of those folks who's going to go yelling at everybody who don't give me money. I mean, I've been here 30 minutes. I made $3 already. It's $1 every 10 minutes. And that may not seem that great, but it's better than nothing when you've got nothing. When you've got physical injuries that prevent you from doing a whole hell of a lot. Another person smile and wave. When it comes to Molly, she's highly abusive, and we got to see yesterday how when she was trying to stalk him, that's what it is stalking. She was talking to me nicely after spending days and days. Ooh, Colorado. You down with Boulder Local 419? My name is Sean Schwartz. I'm with the Boulder Local 419. You got a minute? If you don't get those references, well, you're not a Boulderite and you're not a stoner. Last night I spoke with a woman. We were speaking pretty late, and although she knows her shit, kept on having ideas in her head that, well, she'd want to try to finish every sentence that I was speaking, and when she was finishing my sentences, she wasn't actually finishing my sentences. She was finishing her assumption of my sentences. But she also spoke about many of the things that are dynamics on my channel, such as gender bias. Now, the people that gave me money, one of them came from the Fred Meyer direction, the other one came from the Denny's direction. When it comes to people working together, for Tom, I'm male. The gender bias is there. It's not intentional, it's learned. Oh, that was a good fart. Tom is doing the right thing as far as I go, because the time that he's spending with her is time that, well, I had planned on coming out here and panhandling. He was aware of it. He was gonna do some of his errands this morning, and I was gonna fly a sign. As far as him not getting much sleep because of the situation with Molly, and also trying to sleep in my car, it's not easy, and he was planning on going to a place where he had already set it up so that he could stay there, just not at night. He has to sleep during the day, so he was going to go there this morning. For me, staying out of the vehicle until he goes to sleep and then getting in, I tried that. It wakes him up every time, and then he gets chattery. I'm fine with him being chattery. There's no complaints about that. It's just, it's not conducive to sleep. Now, that lady that I was speaking with, Claire, super smart lady. Like me, she's got Asperger's. She also has tics. If you guys know what that is, and you're not thinking about deer ticks. Tourette syndrome. There was an older gentleman with gray hair and a ponytail just smiled at me. I'll take it. Well, the gentleman who was letting me know about this sign, he was know how much I made. Wanted to know if I was doing any good, so I'm gonna give him the fingers. He's calling me over. When you listen to the locals, you know, even if some of them might be a little crazy, maybe even schizophrenic, but that doesn't mean they have no useful knowledge. Just because somebody's schizophrenic doesn't mean that they don't know where the services are. A lot of schizophrenic people have told me where the services are. But also, when it comes to abuse that they go through, you have to be able to tell the difference between, well, somebody who's actually having an episode and somebody who's got an actual issue. When they're being abused and they're schizophrenic, they are easy to abuse. They are prone to abuse because they're schizophrenic, because people know they're easy to victimize, because people know they're easy to take advantage of. Also, if I'd have made it out there this morning, that gentleman, I would have split my earnings with him. I did that a few mornings ago too, because I took his spot. I got too much stuff in my hands. Do what? That I do. No need for that. I'll hook you up anyway. I hardly ever smoke.
I just made I'm up over $160 now.
460 bucks in one day? Oh, 160? Holy hell, that's
320 down here so far.
That's better than I've ever made. Well, no.
I don't want to just go get the dog, man. Let you make some money.
I'm pretty sure I have some. Let me see. I do. There's a lady hooked me up last night, so.
You got hooked up last night, huh?
Yeah, she stopped by and she'd seen me over at the park before, and I let her know I'm a lightweight and I don't smoke all that often, so. Yeah.
Right on. Well, I'm gonna cook off and let you have this place here and go and take relax the rest of the day. Sunday. Good work.
Well, them back injuries, fucking, they're hell. So good luck. I said them back injuries are hell. So good luck. Or am I getting the wrong guy? You're the one with the back injury, right?
I just want a bullet in my head
Oh yes.
and the back injury. Yeah.
Oh, that's gross to even think about.
I'm just about ready to die from it. Doctor said you should be dead. And I don't know why, but my head is just fucking exploding on me. And it hurts right now. And I feel like I'm gonna kick the bucket. The other day I almost fucking all I could see was blood in my head and it was all red and I couldn't get up and I spent around. I rolled around and got myself brain back. It hurt. Something let go inside there. All stopped up. Now,
You know what? I get from smoking pot now that I didn't used to when I was younger. I get headaches. The only reason I smoke is because most of the homeless folks, they don't trust anybody who doesn't smoke.
$5 red iron car.
Heck yeah, that's a good start. I hope so too. Yes, sir. I'm already having a good day. I had my coffee first thing this morning, thanks to you. I wouldn't consider it that way. I like sharing the format.
I can't wait for my mom. I can get off and get work in the garage in the car. Sitting on my ass during that fucking traffic.
Yes, indeed. Although this morning I got a lot of genuine smiles, which makes me feel a lot better. Usually it's just a
All that carbon monoxide.
if carbon monoxide makes me happy, I'll take it. Yes, sir. Do what? No, sir. Never sell, never smoke alone. I don't break those rules. All right, my purse is getting too heavy. I almost forgot they had this going on here. Number 988 Ross. You belong. Got a couple little houses on it and a tree and just a cool stone. However, maybe I should pay attention to traffic. Until about noon. It's probably pretty close to 2 o'clock now. I'll stick around a little longer. I gotta try to come out here and make enough for my car insurance. What a cute dog! One thing is about panhandling is you want to sit down. on what's called a long corner. That'd be like the spot I was just at. You primarily want to stand up to do it because of you might have to dart across a lane or two of traffic to get to somebody who wants to give you something. But it's better if you're sitting down because it makes you less imposing, makes you less of a direct threat, puts you in a subservient position. Now the sitting down thing, that's even more important if you're tall. If you're 6'5", a lot of people are going to be intimidated just by your size, especially with the bias. A lot of people hold that same bias that all homeless people are quote unquote mentally ill, but they'll still kick you down something. However, if there's a real scary situation, like you're 6'5", they might be scared of you having an episode, whereas if you're schizophrenic and you're 5'0", or if they assume that you're schizophrenic and you're 5'0", they might still kick you down because if you do try to hurt them, you're pretty small. Somebody who's 6'5", they might be afraid you could yank their arm out of socket and beat them to death with it. Now, Tom and Molly, I haven't seen either one of them walk past me. They're probably enjoying their time in the Starbucks over there, which is perfectly fine. See him doing that, it affects me as far as what I have to worry about. Like, are we going to be stuck going back and dealing with Molly because he keeps going back to help Molly? And that's fine, but it's a detriment to himself and myself. Right now, being as it's on time that we had both portioned for doing things for ourselves, me flying a sign and him running storage and all that. Well, if he doesn't want to run the storage, that's on him. I'm not going to make him. He was going to do that on his own anyway. If he'd rather spend that time hanging out with Molly, that's cool too. It's his time. But also, if you're going to keep going back to the situation, I'm not somebody who wants to hear about it. It's okay, I don't bite, I have no teeth. A couple of Hispanic ladies give me a real dirty look. But then, of course, something about whatever I just did made them both smile, so I'm glad for that. It's not generally Hispanic folks who are like that, it's usually Caucasians. And Caucasians, well, they tend to keep that look on their face. Most of the people who have helped me out, or the people who have helped me out the most, are brown-skinned. I say brown-skinned because it's not appropriate to call them Mexicans. After the Mexican-American War, the United States won Oregon. So we're no longer a Spanish holding or a Mexican holding, but the population of Hispanic peoples that lived here in the area, they didn't just all magically pack up their shit and move to Mexico. Thank you.
God bless you. Jesus love you.
And you as well. Just so you know, I read the Bible, and Jesus loves all of us. Whether you believe that Jesus was the Son of God or not, Jesus described himself as the Son of Man. But he described all of us as the children of God. When it comes down to it, I absolutely believe that Jesus loved us. I absolutely believe that whether he was a God or a man, he served mankind. Sorry, he served humankind. In a world where women were the cruelty towards women was extremely prevalent. Oh my God, I just got a notification about Nederland, Colorado. I'm gonna have to look at that. Yeah. All right. I'll have to look at it later. Anyway, it seems to me when I focus more on my phone, I'm paying less attention to the people who are driving by. Seagull with 1 foot just flew by. Anyway, I'm going to end this video wishing Tom the best. And of course, wishing Molly the best too, because neither I or Tom want anything bad happening to her. At the same time, it's not like me, where if you talk to me one-on-one, we can have a conversation. With her, it's an impossibility. Well, you guys hate me for, well, acts that I have had to commit, ways that I have had to act in order to get heard. She's like that all the time. That guy had to yell at me because I wasn't paying attention. I think he probably gave me about $6. So I doubled everything I got. Thank you. Thank you very much. My name is Sean, by the way.
Hi. I hope you have a good rest of your day.
It's a wonderful day already. And big smiles. Big smiles. A lot of people tell me I can't do this myself. I can't change the world myself. I can't this, can't that. You know, if everybody would stop making that excuse and actually try, we'd live in a lot better place. If we'd stop doing the whole you need to man up thing, you know, I understand that Tom is not necessarily going to make the best decisions, but you got to take a look at my situation. I don't make the best decisions. There's a lot of people that did wrong things, but I wanted to believe them because I needed the help. Or because I knew that they needed the help and their mental disabilities created issues for them. People out here have been abandoned enough by their own families and friends. They don't want to be abandoned anymore, and of course, many of them learn control issues to keep, or control methods for keeping people around. I know a lot of women out here when they get themselves a meal ticket, especially a man on the GI Bill, well, they don't let him go. They might even tell him they'll press false charges if he doesn't stick around. Or they go spreading rumors about him that they know aren't true, but they know that they can get away with it because, well, although we've got a lot of people who are trying to teach and point out the gender bias as if nobody knows. No, everybody knows. Everyone takes part in it. Whether or not you're going to take a look at your cantankerous old self and recognize it, well, that's another thing entirely. I don't see Tom as a bad person. Molly, very much so. She's a manipulator. Now, that's not to say that every manipulator is a bad person, because every human on the planet is a manipulator. You want to manipulate that guy into giving you a job. And it is manipulation. You don't know your work ethic. You got to use that piece of paper that you fill out to hopefully convince him to hire you. Convincing someone else is manipulation. Humankind, human society, and human nature all come down to that. Morning. I don't have to agree with what Tom does on his spare time as far as Molly's situation goes. As far as the hypocrisy of what he was going to do versus what he actually does, I know why he's still trying to help her. He does still feel bad for her. But every day, he feels bad for her again. She gets a hold of him and does the whole pouring on the tears. It's eating up a lot of time. Good morning. A young lady telling me to have a good day or a wonderful day. If I get enough for Mountain Dew, it's a good day. Simple goals. These people who say one person can't make a difference, you know, they've given up before they ever got started. My predators, even knowing that the things that they were saying were untrue, they came forward repeatedly to slander my name. And all these people who knew that it was slander, they didn't bother finding out. They didn't bother looking at it or seeing what these people were saying or doing to me. They were busy giving me advice, telling me how to think and how to feel. And of course, there's the whole man up thing. I can do that to Tom. I can do the whole, you just need to man up, you're a grown ass adult. And the fact is, he is elderly. Well, apparently somebody dropped something. I was yelling at a dude over here saying, "Sir," but I don't think the guy heard him. Hell yeah. That guy's got a real pretty smile. I don't mean that in a vulgar way. I mean, he smiled and waved ear to ear. That apparently made his day. Christ, I'm so glad I can do that with my left arm because it hurts doing it with my right. I did make a lot more after moving to this spot. I did miss peak hours. Well, let me see. Oh hell no, I didn't. It's only 11:39. I had planned on coming out here and panhandling until about 11:30, and then letting that man have it. But with the sleeping issue last night, which, by the way, that's not Tom's fault. I mean, there's portions of it that contributed. Like, I do want him to get to sleep, especially since 2 nights in a row he got 2 hours of sleep or less. His age, that ain't good. It's a beautiful morning. Well, that person I waved at, she wanted to look the other way, which is fine. I wasn't waving at her because she was waving at me or smiling. It's because the person who was right before her in line put me in a good mood. By smiling and waving. No, they didn't give me money. They just smiled and waved. That guy with his big old grin, that made me feel better. The thing with Molly is that we've already wasted 5 days bouncing back and forth with her when there's other stuff that could be done. And it's something that's going to be difficult for me to work together with him if he's busy trying to spend his resources to make Molly happy, especially since nothing's going to make her happy. Well, I would expect those people to smile. They got a dream catcher. Those of you who don't know what a dream catcher is, look it up on the internet. Those folks have a little dream catcher hanging from their rear view mirror. For me, most of the time, if you guys see me being hateful and angry, I have to fake that, just so you know. Not always, but most of the time. I have to project my fear as anger because that's what it takes to listen. If I explain my fears, you give me the sexist man treatment. You're sexist because I'm a man. When it comes to averages, when it comes that 2% of human beings, maybe 3% that actually fall into the median range, which is average. There's a lot of people that don't fit that median range or that average. Most people don't fit that median range or that average. So when you're making decisions that are based on only 2 to 3% of the population, and you're applying it to everybody, you're screwing up big. When you're claiming that it's not okay for a man to hit a woman because men are bigger than women and have more strength than women, and then you end up with somebody like Desiree who's pushing 200 pounds and you're a 98-pound male soaking wet, it doesn't matter what the average says. When she beats you up, she's got the ability to do so easily. And goddamn it, if Desiree is beating on you, you better fucking fight back because she might kill you on accident. Especially if she's drunk, which is often. Especially if she's on meth, which is often. We're about about the hour that the church folks really start picking up. Get off of church, go to Fred Meyer, do their shopping. So I haven't even hit the peak for Sundays. If I stay out here till 2 o'clock, I might make bucks altogether. Just because it's Sunday. That other guy, he makes more than me. Am I jealous of him for making more? Well, maybe a little bit. But there's no animosity in it. Matter of fact, that just pushes me to come out here and sit a little longer and get a little more recognized. I do have to stand up, however, because my back is killing me. I might turn off my camera and message Tom and let him know I'm out here. And I plan on flying until 2 unless he's ready to go before then. The sooner we get his business concluded, well, the better off I'm going to be, because that'll allow me more time to do my stuff. But I have to do it without assistance, which is a pain. As far as having some of my stuff at Tom's storage, that's assistance, yes, but it's mostly assistance for him. It allows him room in my vehicle where he can sit, and also to transport some of his things. That lady saw me talking to myself. She didn't see my phone. So she got one of those, oh my God, it's a crazy person talking to himself. Yep, I get it. From time to time, I suppose I should pick up my phone and look at it while I'm talking to it so people know I'm talking to my phone. Anyway, you know how we end these videos. Good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind. By the way, I got to turn my phone off because it's overheating. If anything happens that needs to be recorded, I probably won't have time to get it started. All right. There, now I can end it.